When is now the right time? The first time I heard those words, I sat there a little confused, and then I realized the answer's right there in the question. So let me ask you again. When is now the right time? As we close out another year, there are likely a lot of items on your to-do list that you haven't completed, right? Or ideas that you have yet to put into action. Go ahead, it's okay, no judgment. I have a few myself. And it creates such a feeling in our body when something we want so badly to achieve has been ignored or is left incomplete. But we're not ignoring it anymore. In fact, I've got a surprise for you. I've created a brand new VIP coaching program so that 2022 can be your best year yet by working one-on-one with me. This is not some pre-recorded video course. It is you, it is me, and it is bumping things up a notch. Just go to hilaryrusso.com/VIP. There you can book a complimentary discovery session to find out more and start living now. Hi, I'm Hilary Russo. Thanks for joining me for the HIListically Speaking podcast. I'm a certified holistic health coach and havening techniques practitioner, lover of great conversation, and of course, clever wordplay, HIListically speaking. So welcome to an empowering place where my guests share their transformational stories of trauma to triumph through health, healing, and humor. It's the ultimate brain candy as we find out who we are, how we got that way, and what it takes to be a happy and healthy grown-up. And be kind to your mind. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so let me ask you that question again. When is now the right time? Listen, even I'm feeling that in my body, and I know exactly what it is. It's fear. It's always fear. Fear of being judged, fear of being rejected, fear of not being good enough, smart enough, fear of starting something that maybe I won't finish because there's never enough time. The list goes on, and we are masters of getting in our own way. Our own thoughts become our own demise if we do not get a handle on things. But here's a powerful thought. When you have the courage to take action while you are standing in the tension, confidence will follow. And if you think just because I do what I do, I don't have those moments myself, you can think again. Good coaches and practitioners have their own coaches and practitioners that support them. And I am raising my hand high because I have them myself. They are around me. And I remember one conversation I had when I was feeling a little uneasy about a decision I was not comfortable making. One of many, I may add. And when I voiced my concern, the answer I received was in the form of a question. Hil, can you imagine the disservice you would be doing if you don't share your gift? Okay, I felt that. It was a little like Jewish guilt, and it wasn't coming from my mother. But all kidding aside, when I thought about that question, after all this work, all this time, all of these life experiences, yeah, it would be a disservice. That's one of the reasons you're listening to this podcast, because a few years ago, I said yes to HIListically Speaking. I stood in the tension. Even with all my broadcast experience, I wasn't sold. It's one reason why I have a beautiful group of clients who are thriving, because I stood in the tension when I left a job, left a toxic relationship, a lifestyle that was not serving me, did the work and realized my gift is to support others on their healing journey and continue to work on myself. It's why I choose the kinds of stories that I tell as a journalist. I stood in the tension, spoke up, and here we are. And guess what? I'm not done. And you're not done. But can we sit back for just a second together? Take a deep breath. Think about what it feels like to stand in the tension about something you want to manifest in your life. Where do you feel that in your body? That resistance. Be present with that for a second, because when you are aware of the dis-ease, it is then and only then that you can take a powerful step forward and align with the outcome that you so deserve and discover the ease within the dis-ease. But guess what, my loves? The outcome may be awesome, but you have to be just as comfortable enjoying the journey as well. All too often, we forget about the ride. The ride includes some twists and turns and bumpy roads, and you need to be okay with that too. In fact, you need to have some fun with it. That's what I'm talking about. So when is now the right time? How about now? Let me say this. Before I even continue, if there are goals you have accomplished, let's hold space for them and celebrate them for a second, because all too often we forget about the little wins. We are so focused on the next thing that we tend to minimize even the smallest accomplishments, making them mean less. How silly we are. Someone compliments you. How many times do you say, "Oh, it was nothing"? Someone says, "Great job," and you're so quick to reply, "Yeah, but I could have done better." Okay, we need to nip that in the bud because all parts matter. The wins, the losses, the bigs, the littles, they all matter. And if you are in awareness, you'll see them all as lessons. And maybe, even maybe, give yourself a high five once in a while. When I originally was putting together this episode, I had a completely different plan. A plan to highlight the top episodes from 2021. And I realized I had so many powerful conversations that had been shared within the Holistically Speaking space. If I took that route, I would be doing all of you tuning in, as well as my guests, that disservice. It's hard to pick one soundbite to sum up the journey of one conversation with my guests, let alone a lifetime of healing and growing that they're sharing. So I've said it a million times. Each guest is like a masterclass in holistic health and healing. And frankly, we must be doing something right, since this year alone we were listed as #1 of the 15 interview podcasts you should tune into by Squadcast. So thank you for tuning in, for being present, and for your continued support. And I also would love to thank my friends over at Squadcast for creating the space for these powerful conversations to happen. They are tops when it comes to remote podcast recording, and they have a team to match. So if you're thinking about starting a podcast of your own and you don't know where to begin, I highly recommend giving them a try. There's a link on my podcast page for a 7-day free trial, so check it out. Because listen, we all have a story to share, and you know what I'm about to say here. When is now the right time to share it? See how that works? So back to the episodes. 69 to date. Scroll back through, see which ones resonate with you, and take a listen. You'll get so much more value from being a part of each conversation as it was meant to be shared. I can almost guarantee you'll hear every single guest talk about standing in the tension at some point in their life and how they turned their own traumas into triumphs or helped others to do so through the work that they do. Because that's what we're all about here on Holistically Speaking, to empower you, ignite the fire in you, and to let you know now is the right time. So where are you stuck? What's holding you back from doing that thing that you've been wanting to do? What's stopping you from living powerfully, owning your story, finding your joy, standing in the tension? This is the time of year it all starts to come up for us, doesn't it? Looking for ways to heal the unresolved trauma, the roadblocks that keep showing up, those thoughts, moods, and behaviors that are keeping you from taking action and moving forward. The weight loss journey, the relationship, the career, the future. I get it. It can be overwhelming just taking that first step. But once you do, the deeper work can begin. The healing, the breaks that lead to the breakthroughs. I've been there myself. I've seen it happen with those I support. And having a guy by your side who can help you and be there every step of the way is where the true change happens. We can't do it alone. I know I didn't. It's when I found guidance to complement my own inner work that I saw true change. Co-regulating lets others see what we may not see in ourselves, mirroring back to you in a way that creates the space for that awareness that moves you into a state of allowing, and before you know it, you're in alignment. Alignment. I love that word. What a great place to be. That was actually my word in 2021. What's ahead in 2022? Well, you're just going to have to stick around to find out. And if you need additional support on your health and healing journey, isn't now the right time to start? Because the best return on investment, the #1 ROI, is YOU. So now I get to share the exciting part. I am inviting you to join me as a VIP in my coaching program. That means one-on-one support with me in 2022. My clients have been seeing amazing transformations this past year, so I decided to open up a few more spots to help you own your story, heal your trauma, and find your joy. And if you're wondering how that can happen, Here's what a few of my clients have shared from working with me one-on-one.
Hilary has a way about her. I find myself with every session being able to open up. She fully understands. She has this incredible compassion. She has this incredible energy about her where you feel that she's on your side and she wants you to succeed. For me personally, being on a healing journey from a divorce, from a bad relationship that happened afterwards, and kind of found myself in a situation I never thought I would, where I lost myself. I had no identity really. Hilary helped me to climb. A little bit emotional with this, but it's the gratitude that I have towards being able to find that sense of self. It's a joyous thing to have another person have that compassion towards wanting to see somebody else feel better about themselves. So, and havening is something that I enjoy with Hilary, as well as knowing that I can do it on my own for many different reasons throughout my day if need be. So it's an amazing skill to have, and it's something that helps make your life better.
So I was thinking that I was going to be working with a really good health coach, and that's certainly true with Hilary, but I didn't expect havening to have the impact and the power that it's had. I definitely have been losing weight. I have definitely felt more empowered to make better choices, to understand the choices that I'm making. I really feel understood, and I feel like she's been there before, and so she's really helped open up doors and guide me in ways that I had not expected.
Havening with Hilary has totally changed my life. I feel like I have been able to accomplish so many things I never would have been able to without Hilary's help. Havening has been able to give me self-confidence, and I have been able to exceed my own expectations for myself, and it's so powerful, and it's such a different experience than anything you could ever imagine until you're doing it and you're in it. And after the first havening session, you'll just feel this beautiful sense of just relaxation in your mind and in your body that really will help anyone. And if you want to get to a certain place, mentally, physically, anything, havening and Hilary will get you there.
Together, my friends, we will get there. That is what the support is all about. That is why I do this podcast and why I am inviting you to join me to become a VIP in my Thrive Hive, to share more brain candy with you one-on-one, to support you on your journey to be kind to your mind. And when you do that, what an unbelievable feeling to know that you have a power to make a change in your own life, that you can choose to choose, and you don't have to do it alone. What's the alternative? Putting things on the back burner again? Procrastinating again? Avoiding joy again? It's that inner belief system, that BS, telling you you're not worthy. Spoiler alert. You are so worthy. You have so much to offer. You are a gift to yourself and to the world. So on that note, make me a promise. Do one small thing today that brings you joy and share it with someone else. That is being of service, right there, your joy. And while you're at it, let someone know you listened to this episode and share your thoughts about it wherever you listen. Pay it forward, my friend. And if you haven't done so already, connect with me on Instagram at Hilary Russo, or even on TikTok at HIListically Speaking. Can you believe it? I'm on TikTok now. For me, that was a moment of standing in the tension. Been there, done that. So join me and let's thrive together. It all begins now at hilaryrusso.com/VIP to find out more, and then you can just set up that complimentary discovery call to see if we align. I imagine we will. That link will also be posted on the podcast page. It's time to thrive, y'all. HIListically Speaking is produced by Alan Seals with music by Lipbone Redding and, of course, recorded on Squadcast. I look forward to you choosing the now, being kind to your mind, and finding your joy. And trust me, we will continue to laugh because there is always humor in the healing. Happy New Year, my loves. I'll see you on the flip.